What's your first comment?
All right, my first comment gonna be, why you let me go through half the stuff I go through?
Ooh, dang.
And why you feel like everything we go through is built to make us stronger?
Dang.
All right, follow-up question. Do you think prayer is the best way to communicate with God, honestly?
Yeah and no, because I feel like, all right, so I believe in God. Everybody don't. So my belief is, like, I feel like he know everything we're going through. So praying or not, it's like he still understands. You get what I'm saying? So regardless, our time gonna come whenever it's due for him when he ready. So that's not really.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right, come on. If you walked up on Jesus Christ, or he walked up on you, what's the first question or comment? You're the teacher. Let's sound smart.
I would just ask him to forgive me for all my sins, because I just need to be in heaven with him when it's that time. Like, I need to make sure that's where I go. And I really do want to ask him, like, is our souls like infinite? Like, they don't die, like they just start over? Like, I really want to know that real bad.
That's a good
But
question.
I don't want him to think I'm like questioning his divine plan. I just wanted to know, like, when you go, like, do your spirit just jump into the next vessel? Because they say we just energy in flesh. So
Yeah.
you know.
That's an awesome question.
But I would ask him to forgive me for all my sins. Cause I be cutting up. You know.
Do you
know
feel
my
like
heart.
even if you pray, I'm not playing with her. Do you feel like even if you pray and ask for forgiveness, don't you feel like God already forgave you?
I feel it, but I don't feel it. I don't know.
It's not confirmed.
You never know. Like, you're supposed to believe, because I don't know. They say that he's gonna forgive you, but it's some real messed up people. I'm not as messed up as the next person, but just people is really doing some stuff out here that he'd be like, I don't know if I can let you through here. Like, you might need to be banned. But anyway, I would just, I would also thank him, like Sharina said. I want to piggyback on that. I would thank him for real, because I didn't have to experience life. Like, I could have just been a little sperm that didn't make it to the, I could have been like
A bird.
I could have been, I could have been aborted, anything. So I'm just thanking him for life.
Well, I'm happy that you're my teacher now. Let's cut you short.
I'd like to hear the question.
Come on, Yana. What would be the first comment or question that you asked Jesus Christ? He walked up on you.
The first comment I would make would be, I love you. And I would say, have you been hearing my prayers? Because I talk to you a lot. Have you heard them? I would need that confirmation to know that I wasn't talking to myself.
Girl, you're not talking to yourself.
Just making sure. I know I'm not, but I just want to know, did you get the message? And what was the other question, the follow-up question?
Yep. Do you believe that prayer is the best communication? You answered that.
Well, yeah, I do, but then I mean, yeah and no. Yeah, it's good to pray, but I feel like your actions, you feel me, is more of a prayer too. Like, what you do, if you say, anybody can pray to God, but when you actually pray and do what you said you're going to do, then
testimony.
yes, there you go. You feel me?
I love y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you, babe.
Come on.
Where you go?
Give it to me again. Give it to me again.
You got
And I got to a place where I was like, Lord, because see, our desires, most of them, are what he put in our heart to desire. Mm-hmm. Right? Our pursuits, our purpose. And when I got to a place where I said, Lord, I want what you want. Put in my heart what it is that you want me to want. Your will. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Pastor Mike. Go ahead, Miss Joy. I find him. Did he find me? Did I walk up with him? Did he walk
found
up
each
with
other.
me?
He walked up on you. Yep, you guys found each other. He literally found you and said, hey, Miss Joy, what would be the first question or comment?
So when you said that, that's why I needed that reference, was funny. And that I remember in a Bible class, one of the Bible classes was talking about how Lazarus was dead, right? Mm-hmm. And all the people said, rise, Lazarus. Mm-hmm. Wasn't so much that now he was born, but the fact that he knew who he was. Mm-hmm. Oh. Imagine Jesus already coming and saying, joy, yes,
rise, joy,
makes me feel where I should be. You know what I mean? He acknowledged me. He knows his daughter. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I always would question before the Holy Spirit entered my mind and soul is all the stuff they say about Jesus true. It's all this stuff about Jesus Christ is true. Mm-hmm. And not until it entered me that it became important that I make myself available to him. Whatever the consequences are, I need him to know first it's him. So I would be like, God, you know my name. I'd be dancing. I don't got a lot of questions, but him just saying, Joy, he already gonna know my daughter is overwhelmed with love for me. I'd be done. Shut it down. Life can be over. I'm freaking good. And I could just say that right into his face. And be like, satisfied. Thank you.
Satisfied to even talk to
Prayer,
him.
dude. So one of the things that brought me back to church is I wanted to pray better. Because people would explain to me how important prayer is, and I didn't feel like I was doing my part. Like I didn't get it well enough. Then I learned, like Shareen, like it's really conversation. Stop making it more than it is. You got a relationship, and stop limiting what you ask or talk about. Use everything you got to just talk to him. When it's rough, when it's hard, when I'm happiest, thank you. When I run into the Planned Parenthood guy, God, you know how many things we've done, I know. But can I still be pleasant? Let me be the best, like you said. Whatever your will is, whatever God's will for me, please let it be. And let him know that I'm doing everything I possibly can just to be obedient. You know what I mean? I would just be joyful. I don't even know no other way. Like, God, I ain't got a lot to say. I might say shit to say, Lord. You already know me. But I am so happy you know my freaking name.
There you go.
They told me that and I was doubting it, but I'm so glad. So that would be it. Prayer do work. I do prayer, but I am also a person who wants to hear. And he does speak to you. But you got to be so still. And you got to remove yourself. It'll be the first thing sometimes that it comes. It'll just come. You heard it. Now the other stuff that you hear after it is you. Right? But he'll give you. You have already an idea when he said something. Because it's your first. If you love him, it's the first thing. You're like, oh God. But I don't want to do that. But that's him talking to you. Now you have to recognize when you hear it.
So you hear him in your subconscious, like
Yes.
He sounds like you.
Yes.
It's like another voice.
If you hear yourself,
And you have to have a relationship. You have to have that relationship to, like she said, if you have a relationship, if you're regularly just talking to him, and funny things that I hear y'all say, sometimes y'all say stuff, y'all don't even realize y'all talking to him. Like, Lord, please let me pass the test. Oh,
That's the prayer.
what happened?
That's the prayer.
Well, not, you know what I'm saying? He's already made himself, he reveals himself to you guys. But you're not taking it literally. These little things, are you developing a relationship? Now, not just for good purposes, but just being a better person purposes. You know, those things y'all do. So I believe in listening. One example I say to people sometimes, it might not be you actually hear him. He may have you do things. You may move somewhere. And you're like, well, just move. I've been in a situation where seeing something unfold in my subconscious, actually my conscious, I ain't going over there. But then the next thing I realized, I'm over there. How did I get over there? That's when you be like, person over here, and it was one of the students, had a whole meltdown. Actually, not right there. She said right there. And it was terrible. And I made my way out of the junior. I had so many testimonies in. That's why I love this place. And Saya moved out. Somebody else was over there. She was performing. There was a client there. And I did not want to be the one. You know how you just
what,
like
the diffuse situation?
yes. And in my head I was like, but I can't say that because it means I'm being disobedient. But I felt like I stayed there, and in a moment I was there, almost like I'm looking down on what's going on. It's so freaking weird but great at the same time. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but how did I get over there? And then I said just the words that I hadn't thought of. Clearly he gave them to me. And she said, all right, Miss Joy, I'm going to leave.
So she was going off on the client.
Yes, and the fact that they gave her the client. She's ready to roll. She just went, buck, wow. Just like, I don't want to do this. But he was like, you ain't got to do it. I'm about to use you to do it.
Right.
And I mean, sincerely, I remember it. And it was one of the first times I remember the Holy Spirit has moved in me in ways that I was not this person. girl, no, it's not this person. But you'll be able to, people say, how do you know? Know when you know. That was amazing to me. I remember telling my mom, guess what happened to me today? I don't even understand how that happened. How do you do that? And you don't. But he will move within you guys. I see you. I'm going to stop. Hello.